We're back with another edition of the Growing with God podcast. My name is Austin Fox. This is our mid-February edition. We have with us tonight on the segment someone who is just a freshman at PW, Joslyn Smith. She is 15 years old, but what's unique about her is that she's already incredibly enthusiastic and courageous in her faith, in that she is already very comfortable in sharing Jesus Christ with others, and honestly, it's incredibly inspiring to see. Joslyn, thank you so much for being with us tonight.
Thanks for having me here.
So let's jump right into it. One of the very first things that I think people notice about you is your personality and how, just simply put, how happy you always are. You always have a smile on your face. You always have a very positive personality. And I think it's contagious. It really rubs off on people. Where does that happiness come from, and that joy that you find in your Catholic faith and in being a daughter of Jesus Christ?
Well, I just like to think about, like, this world here is great and everything, but in the future, I'm going to be in heaven, and that's, like, the goal. That's going to be awesome. And I just always think of that. It's just going to be great, so why not be in a good mood?
Do you think about that a lot? Looking forward to hopefully someday being in heaven?
Oh yeah, I look forward to that a lot. It's just going to be like the dream.
What is it about being a daughter of Jesus Christ that makes you so happy currently during your time here on earth?
I just love to know that I am loved by, even if I don't feel like it in this world, I know that at least one person truly loves me, and no one can ever take that away.
So we talked about how infectious and how contagious your positive personality is around people, but you have had, although you're just 15, you've had some immense tragedy and sadness in your life. Could you just talk a little bit about what your family has been through?
So when I was around 7 or 8, my sister unfortunately passed, and that was really hard for me. In 3rd grade, I couldn't even go in the gym in the morning, and I don't know why, I just couldn't stay out there with all those people. And my teacher was just so nice, and she let me come in her classroom every day before school started. And she's like one of my biggest role models, Mrs. Philipposh. She's just the kindest person ever. I love her so much.
During that time of tragedy for your family, how did you guys rely on your faith and on God to help get you through that?
So I was very sad about that, but I was thinking about, like, why this would happen, and it's got to happen for a reason. So I was like, God had to have known that he wanted Samantha up there, and that she came up for a reason. He needed her, so I just trust in him, and so everything will work out.
Nowadays in your life, and ever since then, whenever sad or unfortunate things occur in your life, does it kind of provide more peace and comfort and make more sense knowing that God does have a plan for basically anything that occurs in your life?
Yeah, I mean, like, I know, like, I got through that, so I know that everything turns out okay. Like, I'm a lot happier now, and it's just all turned out well, so I know that I can get through whatever it is that I need to with God by my side.
Right before we started recording, we were talking about some of your other siblings that you have at home, and you mentioned how you are a role model, in particular, to your younger sister. What is that like? Do you kind of take on that ownership role and making sure that she sees Jesus Christ in you, and basically how you act, how you carry yourself, and the things that you do?
Yeah, I always make sure that I'm at my best and my happiest when I'm with her. I like to cheer up whenever she's sad. If she's doing something wrong, I'll tell her, because I want her to grow up to be a saint and to be a kind person. And I love her so much, so I just want her to just be happy and be a good role model herself too.
Do you like helping people? Jesus Christ makes it very clear in the Bible that we're called to help everyone around us, especially those who are less fortunate than us. Do you find a lot of joy in helping the people around you?
I do love helping people. I do it a lot, especially with school, because my friends need some help with that, and that's totally fine. I just love to help them. I love to know that they're trying their hardest, and I can help them be to their best ability. And if they are scared for a test or something, I'll help them study, but I'll also pray with them before, so that it can be in God's hands and they can show what they know. And yeah.
Do you find it very comforting to pray with other people? That's something that a lot of people, unfortunately, don't enjoy doing, and they find awkward or uncomfortable. I guess, what kind of peace does that bring when you pray with others?
I love to pray with others because I can connect with them, and it's just a deeper connection than just a regular conversation, I guess. Yeah.
Does praying with others come natural to you?
Yeah, I just kind of know what to say, I guess. I don't really know how to explain that, but I just can lead, and I'll help them if they need help.
So it's actually kind of funny that you bring this up, because last night at the well on Monday, the primary topic of conversation was about the Holy Spirit and how we see the Holy Spirit working in people and giving them the strength and courage and knowledge to do and say what God is calling us to do. Do you sometimes feel that? Feel like, there are times where you see the Holy Spirit working maybe in you or in others, and I guess, what kind of inspiration does that provide?
Yeah, I see the Holy Spirit all the time. I get really stressed before a test, so I'll pray before a big test that I have to take, and that really just helps me feel calm, and I know that that's the Holy Spirit coming in and just making me calmer, and so then I can focus more, and it just really helps me with that.
Joslyn, we were talking a little bit ago about some of the tests that you take as a freshman at PW and how some of them can be pretty stressful leading up to it. What made you start that habit of praying before every test that you take before in school at PW?
Well, I think around last year at religion one day we were talking about some ways that we can incorporate God into our everyday life, and they just said that it's a good way to pray before a test, and I really thought that would help, and it really did. I've been so much more calm during tests the past year, and I think that that's really helped improve myself and just make me better at what I can remember and just more calm.
Praying before tests is such a great habit, or really any challenging situation that we're going into. Does your family, your parents and your siblings, do you guys have any cool faith traditions or habits or routines that you guys do on a regular basis?
Well, we always make sure to pray before a meal, and when we're all there, we all pray together. We won't just go separately. So that's a big thing that I think is really important, and a lot of families do, but it's more intense when you're all together, and you can all do it together.
Are your parents pretty big faith role models for you and how they live their lives and what a good Catholic family should look like?
Yes, my parents are great role models. They ever since I was a little kid, they've said we have to go to church, even when we didn't want to. They were we have to. It's and because little kids don't want to get up that early and go to church, but they made us, and I'm thankful that they did do that. And they have just really helped, because if something goes wrong, they talk about it, and we'll just ask God to help us next time, and that just really helps me.
Who are some other faith role models in your life? Who are some people or saints who have had a bigger impact on you and your faith journey than perhaps anybody else?
I think sometimes people don't realize just how much of an impact St. Mary's teachers have on us children, because when my sister passed and I came back to second grade, Mr. Weber was my teacher, and he has just had such a positive attitude, which really cheered me up and made me be happy, which I was struggling with at the time. And also Mrs. Wolfert, she is one of the kindest people I know. She helped me a lot in third grade and all the way through sixth grade when I had her. She's just an amazing person, and I just want to be her when I grow up.
During the first 15 years of your life, Joslyn, are there any saints who have also had a big impact on you?
The saint that I like a lot is Saint Dymphna, because she is the patron saint of like worry and stress, which I struggle with a lot, especially with like school. And I just pray to her whenever I'm feeling overwhelmed or anything, and I feel more calm, and it'll just be better, and I can focus and get what I need to get done.
What advice would you give to other people your age who may be struggling with that same kind of stress and anxiety dealing with school or even things outside of school?
I mean, I would just say, like, in the end, it'll be all right. Even if you don't get a good grade, it'll be all right. Like, and to pray to Saint Dymphna, because that really helped me, and I think it'll help a lot of people if they started to do that.
When other people see someone so young who has such a zest for life and a contagious personality, it has an effect on them. And you certainly have that, Joslyn, especially when it comes to your Catholic faith. It's awesome seeing how enthusiastic you are about it at just 15 years old. So I think it's safe to say that the Holy Spirit's working through you and you're having a big impact on people. So thank you again so much for being here tonight, Joslyn. It's been a lot of fun doing this.
Thank you for having me, and shout out Best Pal.
If you guys enjoy our podcast, we continue putting these out throughout the school year. We will have several more over the upcoming months. You can listen to any past episodes in the write-up in the description below this video on YouTube. Until then, hope you guys have a blessed rest of your week.